Welcome to Judge of Ghana TV. Akwa Baba, Judge of Ghana TV. So, today's topic is Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen's plan of eradicating Galamsey illegal mining from Ghana. Before we go to that video, let's take a listen to what he had to say about vice presidents heading up economic management teams and what he's planning to do if and when he's voted in as president of Ghana. Ene yebeka nsɛm afa Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen nhyehyɛeɛ a wɔde agu akwan mu sɛ nyame boa na Ghanafoɔ to abama no ɛma ne bɛyɛ ɔman panyin. Nhyehyɛeɛ a ɔbɛyɛ ɛfa illegal mining Galamsey.
But then we think about it. The vice president is supposed to head the economic management team. He doesn't have specialty in that area. And so some would have thought you would go for somebody more experienced like Abu Sakara. But why him?
Well, you know, there's no constitutional requirement for the establishment of an economic management team. There is nowhere in our constitution that any government should have an economic management team. And in that regard, a team that is chaired by the vice president. There have been various forms and structures of economic planning and management in different governments. I recall that there used to be an economic advisory council, I guess during President Mills's government, that had a different character. You know, so yes, in the NPP, we had an EMT, an economic management team chaired by the vice president. But I would have a different structure.
I'm interested in that structure. How would it operate?
Well, I will tell you that what you need is an independent body of people who have the expertise and the proven track record in economic management. They don't need necessarily to be politicians. I would, if and when voted into power, bring in somebody of renowned, I would say, and acknowledged experience globally, who has the capacity to be able to tell the government that you are wrong and that is the way to go. So you get independent advice. But if you have a vice president and a team of ministers that you control, who in some cases are even afraid to tell you as a president that the path that you are charting is the wrong path, then of what use is that team to you? So I would bring in a mix of individuals who have nothing to do with politics, but have the experience, and then mix it up with some strategic, I would say, political appointees. At any rate, I'm sure you know by now that I've indicated firmly that I'm in this game to establish a government of national unity when voted into power. So there's going to be a new political dispensation if and when Alan becomes president. Why should we have our most talented brains in Ghana outside the scope of government? Just because they are not politicians, for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So it's along the same lines that I would pick a vice president for strategic reasons, not necessarily related to economic management and planning.
But how is your good friend taking the decision? Does he support it, Abu Sakara?
Oh, Abu Sakara has been a long-time friend many years ago. And, you know, there's a lot of negative propaganda in this country about vice presidential candidature. Look at what happened in the NPP. you know. Now, in our case, we have the movement for change, which is in an alliance with other political entities. And together we formed the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. So we understand ourselves, we know what we are doing, and as leader for the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, I made a commitment to the fact that we are going to appoint a demonstrably young person as vice president. So this is a decision that has been made, and Abu Sakara and other leaders of the Alliance for Revolutionary Change have major roles to play, not only in the campaign, but going forward, if and when we are voted into power. And you know, Abu Sakara is a very competent professional. So we're talking now about charting a path for young people to lead the country. So we are cool about it. The propaganda you've seen and cited in the newspapers that Abu Sakara has made a statement, that is completely untrue. It is not even in his nature, anybody who knows him, for him to make such a statement. Yes, we are together,
United. It
united.
brings me to you.
Did you hear what Teacher Alan said? He said, nowhere in the constitution of Ghana does it say that the vice president of Ghana must be the head of the economic management team or that there must be an economic management team. It is optional. And dear Teacher Alan, Chief Alan, all kind of say, any imbranumu say we vice president of the Republic of Ghana, I will say we the leader or the head of the economic management team. Now, there are so many ways ubetumi ahyehyɛ nneɛma say even po wo vice president wɔnyɛ economic whisked crampo a ubetumi ebu ɔman no yie, but ɔno deɛ use independent advisors for the economic management team more global renown. Question baako a mepɛ sɛ yɛn Ghanafoɔ yɛbisa yɛn ho sɛ, in 32 years, 16 years of New Patriotic Party and 16 years of National Democratic Congress, most of their regimes have resorted to economic management teams headed by the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana at that time. The question is, where has that led Ghana? It has led us into this um, ditch. Ade akɔsi gutter mu as a country. Biribi ankɔ yie wɔ ɔman yi mu. Enti, sɛ plan no ɛnyɛ adwuma a, there's a saying say, um, the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Ɛno kyerɛ mo sɛ, saa economic management team no a use it time and time again in varying governments between NDC and NPP no, ɛnhyɛ da nyɛ adwuma saa. Enti sɛ Alan say ɔbɛsesa use a new system a, odika. And I think that is the way to go. And now, for the reason we are here, Alan's plan for eradicating Galamsey. Let's take a listen to his words. Mepɛ sɛ obiara tene n'aso na muntie ne yie. Muntie de Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen, independent candidate, Afrafranto butterfly. Plan a ɔwɔ sɛ ɔbɛfa so eyi Galamsey ɛne ne effects sɛ yɛnsuo ɛresɛesɛe ɛfiri hɔ. Montwe mo aso na muntie ne yie. Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen is the only candidate who wants to be president of Ghana in 2024's election on 7th December, who has put together a comprehensive plan of action of how to resolve this Galamsey menace. It is not in the manifesto of New Patriotic Party under flag bearer Dr. Baumia, and it's not in the manifesto of National Democratic Congress flag bearer John Dramani Mahama. So if there's any reason why was a votima Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen or no, and I want to share near my crown or be eradicate Galamsey and its effects from Ghana once and for all. Yentiene.
Interesting.
There's going to be a major.
Let's look at your plan to deal with illegal mining. The impact of illegal mining is already beginning to bite hard. The Ghana Water Company served notice that in future Ghana may be forced to import water because of the extent of pollution. I can see here in your plan that you plan to establish youth-owned mining companies with work and pay mining equipment and other resources. How will this impact on the fight against illegal mining?
Since you brought this up, let me open it, for discourse.
Okay.
I have a 10-point plan, robust, comprehensive plan to deal with Galamsey. And this point about helping the young people in Galamsey to set up their own companies, mining companies, is just one component of it. But the 10-point plan starts with a complete ban for 1 year on small scale and community mining. Yes, you can have a state of emergency, but what are the elements of the outcome of that state of emergency? You have to go beyond establishing the state of emergency. So you start off with a complete ban. That's component one. Component two, you demobilize all the machinery and the equipment, including the earth-moving equipment, and make sure that they are moved into a storage and preservation environment. And I'm proposing that the engineers, Field Engineers Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces will be responsible for that. Within that 1 year ban period, number one, government would ensure that we restore all our water bodies. And there's technology available to be able to do that easily. Within 1 year under an Alan presidency, all our water bodies will become clean again. But meanwhile, you have a ban of 1 year, which means that within that period, it is not even possible for us to have our water bodies being contaminated again. But again, within that 1 year period, we are also going to establish a new framework to support young people who would have been displaced by this 1 year period.
This is what I call leadership. Alan is a true leader. Obi a to me take action, we're decisive. Say nka ono na waye oman panyin a. Alan akyerɛ yɛ deɛ ɔno nka ɔbɛyɛ afa Galamsey. Na wayi efiri hɔ. Hwɛ nsɛm a ɔkeka. Ɔse nka ɔno na ɔyɛ ɔman panyin ana nyame boa na 7 December 2024. Yɛn nyinaa vote ma no a. Yɛnya itumi vote wɔ Ghana ha. Yɛ vote ma Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen na ɔbɛyɛ ɔman panyin a. Nhyehyɛ a wɔde bɛto hɔ ɛfa sɛ na ɔbɛfa kwan a ɔbɛfa so a ɔbɛyi Galamsey efiri hɔ no. Ɛno na we detail no. Ɔse first thing a ɔbɛyɛ ne sɛ ɔbɛbane all small scale mining or community mining or be banning or be you're stopping in. That is leadership. And no na yɛhwehwɛ free Nana Addo Akufo Addo. Say obe stop it. All illegal mining, whether small scale mining, couched as small scale mining, senso, community mining, whatever. Yem banning in. Until only the obe banning for 1 year. Now what to turn near me ye? Now what pe kwan obe fast obema insuo ni ate. Yes. The way you pollutants in every yare na ɛwɔ nsuo no mu obɛyi afiri hɔ sɛ yɛbɛnya nsuo papa anom ɛne nsuo papa a yɛde bɛyɛ eko adwuma. Yes, farming, clean water for farming and clean water for coming flowing through our pipes. Ɛno na John Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen ɔbɛyɛ sɛ yɛvoti ma no a. Na ɛnyɛ deɛ saa leaders yi afei yɛkɔ set up Nana Addo say President Nana Addo say ɔkɔ set up 5-member committee na ɔmaka den. Abra wama yɛ your word since 2016. Woyɛ campaign for 2016 election. Wo say you will stake your presidency on eradicating Galamsey. Afei na wokɔyɛ 5-member committee say yɛnkɔ ka den. Stop or ban all illegal mine, all Galamsey, all small scale mining work now. Today, you got the power. You are the president of the country. President Nana Addo Akufo Addo. Do it. Use your powers. Speak the word so that it will be done. And beka anansesem bi ankyerɛ yɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ 5-member committee. Nobody's interested in any 5-member committee. Yɛpɛ sɛ wobane small scale mining. Full stop. Na just obiara ntumi yɛ Galamsey. Afei deɛ na watoto nneɛma te sɛ Alan kaeɛ no. So obefa good advice the Alan kaeɛ no nyansa wom. Apply it. Anim sɛ wawia ne idea there, but sɛ ɛbɛsave your mind na apply it. Because his ideas are good ideas. Banning small scale mining for 1 year. Working on cleaning the water. Sɛ yɛbɛsiesie nsuo no after yɛabane small scale mining no. Nyansa asɛm. Follow it. Ɛnyɛ bɔne sɛ wobɛ credit sɛ Alan ɛma wɔ idea no because no wo need ideas. Because Alan no nyame wayɛ ne nyansafoɔ. Wotwe wo ho tan a, wotan no kora mpo a, nyame wayɛ ne nyansafoɔ. Alan is the Joseph of our time. Nyansa ne deɛ nyame de ama no. Nti ɛnyɛ wo tan na ɛbɛyɛ hwee ama wei. Joseph ne ɛtan no so na de biara nyame ma no good solutions to problems. Saa anointing no, Alan, nyame de ama no. Nti don't waste your time. You can never overcome a great man who has ordinary free soro na bae, ordinary free heaven na bae. Wontumi nsesa, wontumi mfa n'anim nyam twitwi fam. Ordinary free heaven na bae. So nobody can put down Alan. All we want is the best for Ghana. And in my humble opinion, Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen, Movement for Change, Butterfly, Afrafranto is the best leader for Ghana. This is my humble opinion. And I suggest all reasonable, sound-minded adult individuals who are going to be voting in the upcoming election on the 7th of December, I suggest we all vote for Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen so he can become the first ever independent candidate in Ghana here. And oba yebehwe say amambo no ebekọ so a na enko so because ye minim say wotwe ho ntai a Alan nyame ama ne nimdie no niam ebekọ so. Enti I'm wholehearted for Alan, not because of anything, but I've looked extensively at the policies. My Bible mu efuturu mu ahwe policies na other parties no, New Patriotic Party, NPP, National Democratic Congress, ɔmo de aba ɔmo manifesto mu, ɛnto deɛ Alan atwerɛ no, ne plan a watwerɛ no. Nti Alan deɛ nyame yɛ adom na yɛma no tumi no a, hmm? Na ɔbɛyɛ president of Ghana. Ne book no ɛna wɔbɛfollow. Ɛna yɛn nyinaa yɛgyina hɔ. Yɛn nso so yɛfollow book no. Sɛ wanyɛ deɛ ɔsɛ ɔbɛyɛ a, yɛbɛpoint no wɔ book no mu. Eh? After all, wonim sɛ bibini deɛ, enimguase ɛna ma bibini sesa. Nti obi yɛ adeɛ na ɛnyɛ a, na wo point no enimguase a, na afei deɛ na ne bu afu. Africa ni no, Ghana ni no. Hwɛ, NPP, New Patriotic Party, nkurɔfoɔ pointing out ɔmo shortcomings no hwɛ. They are so incensed. After yɛpɛ sɛ yɛbɛboro nipa, yɛkyi nipa, yɛyɛ sei, hey, yɛbɛkɔ so akasa. Because monyɛ adwuma no yie a, yɛbɛkɔ so akasa. So these are my words on today's topic. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this type of content, like, share, subscribe, and kindly comment. I will try my best to respond in due time. Thank you for listening to this episode. This rounds up our episode for today. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.